Hi, my name is Dennis McCall from School Websites Ireland, and you're very welcome to the Horizons Montessori website case study. We've worked with Horizons since 2015 to grow their online applications for their school services in Templeogue and in Terenure. If you're not watching this video on our website already, you can go to our website at www.swi.ie to find the full details about this case study. So the first thing I'll do is I'll turn off this banner on the bottom of the screen, so we have a bit more real estate to capture here. So what we're going to be running through is the main results that we've helped Horizons to achieve since we started working with them. More applications on their website for school places, more payments from parents for summer camps, more enrollments for the Montessori full day care, after school care and summer camp. We've helped with their Google listings and Google rankings for search terms related to their school services, and we've helped with the Office admin for time saving. So we will also be looking at a before and after version of their website. This one here on the left is the website in 2015 when they came to us when we first started working together, and then this one on the right is the website current day that we've provided for them. So we'll go into a little detail as well about the school themselves, the services that they provide, the profile of the school and the profile of the project and the work and services that we have carried out for them. The website design, we will go through that in detail in a moment once we run through a little bit of history behind the project itself. On the website here you can go through that. The mobile version of the site, which is really important. If you have a school website, you can expect 70 to 80% of your website traffic to come from people who are viewing it on a mobile device. And it's really important, the fact that this resizes correctly and is easy to navigate for parents on a mobile. We'll also touch on the challenges, solutions and results, so the reason behind the project in the first place, and the ongoing work that we've been doing, the solutions we provided and the results that were achieved thereafter. And then we'll look at the Google solution, so the changes we made to their Google listings, the new Google listings that we created for them, and the certain keywords that we've helped them to rank better for on Google search. At the end of the video then, you will just get some information on having a chat with me if you so wish for a school project that you may have in mind. With a free 30-minute consultation. Any visitors to the website here will be able to click on this and to visit the Horizons website itself, and there are some more case studies down the bottom here as well for you to look through. So the best place to start, I guess, is where we started off with them. So when Horizons first came to us in 2015, this was their website. And while this may look dated, I can't understate how progressive a school Horizons are when you think back that they have had a website for 12 years. And that's exceptionally impressive in the early years education sector in Ireland, when you consider the fact that, from my research, around 70% of the over 4,000 early year settings have no website still in 2022. So Horizons, having had one for a dozen years since 2010, is a credit to their forward thinking, and also I suppose the immense value that they place on having an online presence like this. So this was the website at the time, and it was perfectly good. It did the job and it ranked in Google, and it gave you somewhere to go, fill out application forms and the like, whatever. So it was very progressive. The only thing was it didn't resize on a mobile, so it was never going to last them in the long term, but they had got 5 years out of it, which, you know, would be the lifetime of any website and things. So it had the basics and information and in photos, and it had a separate blog post for news and things. So hats off to them. They were ahead of the crowd in industry terms in 2015, and they are light years ahead of the crowd now in 2022. So that's where it came from. So a little information about the school that we're going to be talking about here. So Horizons Montessori have two locations, one in Templeogue in Dublin and the other in Terenure in Dublin. There's one building in Templeogue. This is the outside of the building in Templeogue here. And then they have two buildings on the campus in Terenure, at the rear of Terenure College. This is a new build, part of the their campus in Ternier College, and this was the original building. So they have two buildings side by side in Ternier College, and they serve as a homework club in the afternoons all year round, and on full days when school is closed, and also as a summer camp in July and August for junior and senior. So here's the internal of some of the classrooms of Montessori in Temple Oak, and Horizons are the real deal when it comes to Montessori. Not a school that kind of says Montessori over the door but doesn't practice Montessori internally. It's very Montessori, and it's very pure in that regard. They've excellent outdoor play area facilities, astro surfaces in both Temple Oak and Ternier. And in Ternier as well, huge outdoor grass play areas as well. So fantastic schools, fantastic teachers, great people to work with. So when we first took on the project, they had a Google listing already for Temple Oak. So for those who don't know, you can set up a school's Google listing in Google, which is really important when parents will go and look up your school. So if it's something you haven't considered before, if you think that the bulk of your new enrollments will come through word of mouth from your existing parents in the school, so existing parents chatting to their friends, they get asked, where does your child go to preschool or Montessori or creche or wherever it's going to be, and they let them know. When that person gets that referral, they're invariably going to go to Google at some stage and type in the name of your school. And at a most basic level, it would be just to get your phone number or to get an email address. But more often than not, they're looking to get some questions answered. They're going to see if you've got a website so that they can see pictures of the school, details of the services that you provide, what times you're open, what days of the week that you're open, what grant schemes are offered and accepted within the school, a huge slew of questions. And that would bring me on to a Facebook page. So what I've noticed is that while very few early years education settings in Ireland have a website, they nearly all have a Facebook page. And a Facebook page is a superb resource, and every school should have one. And they're really great for, and sorry, this is the Horizons Facebook page. They're really great for photos and videos showing what's going on, especially at certain landmark times during the year, be it Pancake Tuesday, St. Patrick's Day, Sports Day, Graduation Day, all these types of things. So they're excellent for those types of media-rich pieces of information, but they are not very good when it comes to a parent who hasn't been to your school before, who would have a range of questions that they're looking for answered about your services, like we were just discussing. And that's where a website is a much better solution. So this is the listing for Horizons in Temple Oak. When you're typing in their name here, if your listing has been done correctly and professionally in Google, what you'll first find is your website, if you so have one. Next underneath that then is their Facebook page. Then they have got a list of images here for the school, and then some other listings where they're appearing on listings websites. On the right hand side here, this is the really important part. This is what we call the knowledge panel, and this whole panel is dedicated to information about the school. So a range of photos about the school, a link to Google Maps, Google Street View here where you can see the outside of the premises, the name of the school, a link to the website, directions, a call button here as well, the address of the school, the hours that the school is open, the phone number, an appointments link here. This appointments link doesn't go directly to the homepage of the website, it goes to the inquiries page of the website. So if you do have a website and you have a separate page for inquiries, that's why this link here would point there. It's just an important difference. Links here to Facebook reviews, a description then all about the school and the services that it provides, a link to Google reviews. This is what you want a parent to find if they're going to look you up on Google. The last thing you want is that a parent type your school name into Google and there's no website, there's no knowledge panel, other schools are showing up instead, or there's a listing that you've got on some industry website where they give you half a page where it just lists your bare details and things like that. It doesn't look very professional, and it doesn't give the greatest first impression, because if they are looking at other schools and they do have their Google listings in order, you'll suffer by comparison just with how other ones are viewed. This would be the Templeogue location on Google Maps. So you can see that along with it here, when you do a correct Google listing, the Google Maps listing is incredibly important for schools, almost more important than the regular Google listings. This is how it would look then on a mobile. So if you typed in Horizons Montessori Templeogue, all the real estate here is all about the school. There are opening hours here, buttons to call, directions, save, and a website. There won't be a website button here if you don't have one. You won't populate that. And then here are all the links to the website and what Google considers to be some of the important pages there. Contact us, Horizons Templeogue, about Horizons Montessori full day, then the Facebook page or whatever. It's exactly what you're looking to have. The issue that Horizons had when they first came to us was that if you look at, just trying to find the map here, have I got this open? Yeah, no. So Horizons Ternure, if anybody googled that, they would get the result for Horizons Templeogue, because there was no Google listing for Ternure. So that was one of the first things that we addressed. So it just meant that if somebody was typing in Horizons Templeogue, or sorry, Horizons Ternure, they were getting the other school, which was fine. Somebody would ring the other school and they'd be dealt with there and referred over. It wasn't a huge deal or whatever, but it is important that if you've more than one location, you need a Google listing for each one of your school locations. It's just really important if you want people to find the right contact details, but also if you want to rank highly in Google for certain search terms that we'll be looking at in a moment. So Horizons Ternure, when you put that into Google, here's how it looks now. Again, the website, important links, Homework Club, Contact Us, Summer Camp, and Horizons Ternure College. So you can see that the links that they've put up here that Google thinks are important are tailored to the word Ternure in the listing here, whereas when Templeogue was in the listing, it was bringing up other links such as Horizons Templeogue in it. So it's pre-populating these things. The Facebook page for Horizons, and over here again on the right, the knowledge panel, but instead a different set of photos, which are all photos from the Ternure location, the map listing for the Ternure College location, name of the school, hours of business, all the same parameters, but just with different information. This then is the Google Maps location for Ternure, and all the images up here for the Ternure school that are populated in there as well. So I can't overstress the importance of having this correct. Here's how Horizons Ternure search looks on Google on a mobile. Everything is in order, everything is done correctly, so the best first impression is given to all parents who are going to look up the school. So the first website we did for Horizons was in 2015, and this is it. We've kept an old copy on an older server of ours. And websites design will change over time. The longer you have a website, the more information we collect from it. We analyze that information, and then the next time parts of the website are redesigned, or the whole website is redesigned, is based on how users are interacting with it. So this obviously was a big change from their previous website, and we used this for them for maybe about 5.5 years until we launched this new website and new version of it last year. So to quickly take you through this, large image of happy children playing outside on the Astro surface. Contact details up here for the two locations, phone and email for Templeogue, phone and email for Ternure. And then across the top here, how I've structured the information is to make it as easy as possible for a parent to find exactly the information that they're looking for. Parents won't come to your website and go through every single page. Like this website has 20 pages or something, so in reality that isn't normally what happens. A parent will come to a website, and we can see from the data we would have that maybe they look at anywhere from 2 to 3 pages, and spend anywhere from a minute and a half to 2.5 minutes on a website visit, depending on what they're doing, and that's about the average. So you need to get them to the information that they're looking for as easily as possible. So up top here in the menu, what you'll see is homepage, inquiries, because your inquiries is the most important thing on the website. It's your main call to action, where you collect their information. The About Us section then, about the school, the teaching staff, parent reviews, term calendars, services, careers and Facebook posts. Then the 2 locations, Horizons Templeogue and Horizons Terranure. Why is it important to have location pages? 1, for Google rankings, and 2, if you came back here to the Horizons listing page here for Horizons Terranure, and if you were to click on this website link here, this would open the Horizons Terranure page on the website, because if somebody has looked at Horizons Terranure, it's the Terranure page they're going to be looking for, and from this Terranure page here then they're going to be able to see pictures of the school in Terranure, but also here then is a link to the homework club in Terranure and the summer camp in Terranure, and these are the 2 services that they're going to be interested in if they've landed here. So that's why it's important to have location pages for ranking purposes, but also to ensure that you're directing people to the correct school from Google as well. So that's the locations pages. Then under Montessori, the Montessori takes place in Templeogue, and we have separate pages for full-time Montessori, part-time Montessori, ECC, class Montessori, and information about the ECC scheme. If somebody's looking for full-time, then that's all the information that they're going to be concerned with. So you give them dedicated pages, because people are only interested in the service that they want right now. And that's the information we want to serve up to them. The homework club has its own page here, then the summer camp, a news blog post, and the contact details. Underneath here, Horizons, letting them know, the visitor immediately, that there is 2 locations, Templeogue and Terranure, and then what the 3 services are. It's a Montessori school, it's an after school care, and it's a summer camp. This section underneath here then is a call to action for the summer camp, and this section stays on the website for 6 months of the year. So it appears maybe end of January, early February, and it stays there until the summer camp is over, and it's got a book now call to action button on the bottom. And then we go straight into a brief intro. So what we want to do is let people know there's 1 school, there's 2 locations, and there's 3 services. Why you're giving the most concise information early on is because if somebody is looking for something that you don't do, so if somebody's looking for a creche for a baby and they don't see that here, you don't want people contacting you for services that you don't provide, because it's only wasting your time and theirs, and time, as we all know, is the most precious commodity in earlier settings. So getting people as quickly as possible to give them a snapshot of all the information that's on the website is most easily done in a grid of images like this on your homepage. We all know how difficult it can be at times and frustrating to find information sometimes on websites that haven't been well laid out. So the information architecture here is very simple. Every page has an image on this, and we start with forming trust about Horizons, the history of the school, founded in 1993. Click here and it'll open the About Us page, and then somebody's going to want to know about either the Templeogue or Terranure location. So the Templeogue page is here, Terranure page is here. Enrollment inquiries, it's really important. People want to know how to apply. The parent reviews, where you're trying to build trust with social proof from parents who've already used the service. Meet the teachers is one of the most visited pages on the site, because people want to know who is going to be taking care of their children for in which of the various services. And then we're straight into the services themselves. Montessori full-time, Montessori part-time, Montessori ECC hours only, and then the after-school care for Terranure, the summer camp in Terranure, and we move on then to term calendars, the school news blog, career opportunities for teachers who may be interested in working at Horizons, and a contact us page. So having this grid is the most important thing on the home page. Underneath this then here is a section where it's a call to action for applications. You click the apply now button and that'll bring you straight to the applications page. Parent testimonials section here, image of the parents, name of the parents, and a brief quotation from them. You can click this button here then to open the testimonials page. The school news page about summer camps, sports day, yoga class, Easter egg hunt, and then at the bottom, which we call the footer of the page here, share buttons to share the website on social media, a sitemap that is split up into 4 columns here. The popular pages, the Horizons column here is all information about the school organisation, and then all the links to the pages related to Templeogue and all the links to the pages related to Terenure. Underneath that then is the listing for Templeogue, all the contact information, phone, email, address, Google Plus code. The school hours are listed under which type of service they are. So the full-time Montessori, Monday to Friday, 7:45 to 6:30 all year round. Part-time Montessori, same kind of details, 38 weeks per year, and a link to a Google map for Templeogue. And the same type of information here for Terenure, contact information briefly about all the services, their times, what time of the year that they're on for, and a link to the Google map for Terenure. And that's exactly what you want your homepage to do. The job of your homepage is to make a great first impression, to show how professional the school is, and to get the person to the information that they're looking for, while also letting them know that if there's any of this other information that they're looking for, it's easily accessible. So quickly moving on to the inquiries page. Previously on the other website we had an inquiry form that we generated for the school, and now the school uses a software system to manage enrollments, to manage recording the children's attendance and all the various information they need to record for the government organisations and inspections. And part of that software offers a generic form. So we have embedded that form here, and when somebody fills up this inquiry form, this auto-populates the school software system, so there's no need for them to copy and paste anything in, and it's easy for them then to keep track of the inquiries. And that's what this page is here. So we remember when we saw that on the Google listing there was an appointments link in the Google listing. That appointments link will open this page directly. It skips the home page and you go straight to the school inquiry form after this. In this case it's a school inquiry form. For another school it might be a book a visit form. It can be tailored to exactly how you want, or we could build a form for you, and we've already got pre-built examples that we could show you about that. The about page about the school, this is an image from their school sports day. The teachers there doing a tug of war, and how the pages are constructed within the site here is a brief introduction. Here it's Templeogue and Terenure since 1993, Premier Early Years Education in Dublin 6W. And we have links here to various sections on the page. So if somebody doesn't want to scroll straight down through, they can click here school overview and it'll bring them to the first section. They could hover over the nutrition section and it'll bring them straight to that. So they can click any of these hyperlinks there, or as they're scrolling down through the page, you'll see on the left hand side here this menu becomes sticky on a computer, and that means that you can click any of the page sections here and it will bring you to that part of the page. And as you scroll down through, the highlighted part will change as per which section that you're on. So it couldn't be an easier or more user-friendly website for people to use and get all the information that they're looking for. On the About Us page, it talks about the two schools, Templeogue and Terenure. It talks about the founders of the school, the two Fionas, Fiona O'Kelly and Fiona Abaum, and I know from each of them industry organisations that the school works with. Here's the mission statement, statement of function, the objectives of the school, ethos, child's needs, safety, accessibility, etc. Reasons to choose Horizons for your child, the school nutrition, all the menus that are available for the different dietary requirements of the children. Parent testimonials again, a meet the teachers section where you can click on the button to go straight to the teachers page, and then a list of the services here in the services section. It's split up then between Templeogue, the 3 services available there, and Terenure, the homework club and summer camp. A call to action again for the application section and the news posts. So what you'll notice as we go through the website is that some sections are repeated on pages, and you might say, why is the same section on 2 different pages? Well, remember when we said earlier that a visitor might look at anywhere between 1 and 3 pages on the website. So when they go to a page, we want to give them all the information that they're going to need on that one page, because people don't tend to look at 4 and 5 and 6 pages on the website. So whatever page we land on, we want to make sure they're getting all the information that's pertinent to the inquiry that they have. This is the teachers page, really important. A lot of people come here, and we've split the teachers page up here between the directors, management and teachers in the different services and locations. So here a note about the founders and directors, then the management, such as the school principal, the office administrator, the school manager and Montessori directress. All those positions are listed there, and then we get into the Montessori teachers in Temple Ogue. So if your child is going to be attending Temple Ogue, they're going to look through these teachers here. If we take Niamh O'Flanagan here, she's a Montessori directress in Temple Ogue. She has a BA Honours in Montessori Education Level 8, and she joined Horizons in 2018. The reason we put the join date in is because they have a lot of staff here with a lot of years of service, and it's reassuring to parents to know that there isn't a large turnover of staff, so it must be a really good school to work in, and there's that consistency there for the children as well. Moving on from the teachers page is the parents review page. So other parents reviews are a really key point in somebody who isn't overly familiar with the school to quickly build trust of the school once they read the experiences that other parents have had sending their children here. So you just click on any of the testimonials and they expand out into the full one. Little quotation on top, you click the testimonial and the full testimonial is underneath. Some of the testimonials here from the Facebook page, and then down into inquiries from enrolment, why choose Horizons, our services, etc. Term calendars then, because there are different services, they operate for different times during the year and they need each of their own calendars. You click any of the links here and they open up for each of the months to tell you any of the dates that might be important for you to know about in relation to that. A little later on in the video we'll show you a different style of calendar as well. The next one is the first one was for ECC and part-time, this is for full-time Montessori, and then this is for the full year-round homework club in Terenure. The services page is somebody who will just pop through here to see what the different services are in the two locations in the different schools. And then a careers page. So everybody is aware of the difficulty there can be in attracting the best staff to your school at the moment in the industry. So this is a page dedicated to careers and open positions. Currently there is one open position in Horizons for a Montessori teacher. You click that and it brings you down to the Montessori teacher section here. You get a nice image that is quite typical of what the role would be, and then a position summary: Montessori teacher, full-time, Monday to Friday, competitive salary, position posted on, and you have an apply now button. And then on the right hand side here, the position details. The job description opens up here with a job description obviously, then the job requirements, the educational requirements, preferable training requirements and any additional requirements, and then the roles and responsibilities of the job. We have an apply now button here, and clicking that then brings you to the application portal. So this is where somebody can fill in their details, say what position that they're applying for, or that I'm just uploading my CV for any future positions that may become available if there was no position open at the moment, and then ask them a few questions to select an answer to about their qualifications, and they can then upload their CV and upload a cover letter. You don't have to include a cover letter if you don't want to, but yes, they upload their CV here. That then gets emailed to the school, and again, this is something that you're not going to find. Number one, a lot of other schools won't even have a website, but number two, for a school to have a website and for it to actually have its own careers page where you can apply for roles directly is way ahead of what other competing schools will have. A school photo gallery here to give a prospective teacher an idea of the facilities that they'd be working in. And once you've got great pictures of the outdoor areas, it becomes a much more attractive place in a teacher's head that they'd love to spend some time. Then we have testimonials or teacher experiences then, and we have 3 teachers here and their experience since when they joined the school to the present day and their experience working there. The benefits that staff get through employment at the school are all listed here. And then meet the teachers, so you get to see your colleagues who you'd be working with. So a really valuable page, that one. and then onto locations. So locations page, one for Templeogue and one for Ternier. What you generally want to have here is some image galleries of the location and the facilities there, nutrition information, why choose Horizons, ECC scheme details, the Montessori method, and stuff. So really important to have location pages, and then the same thing for Horizons in Ternier. And on this one here then you'll see the two buildings that are there in Ternier, the photo galleries for both of those buildings, and the services that are then available in Ternier. It goes down through some of the other sections that we've seen on other pages. So once you then get into a service page, this would be for Montessori full-time in Templeogue. This service page then is very extensive: service details, daily plan, photo gallery, nutrition, choose Horizons, ECC scheme, Montessori method, testimonials, term calendar. You are answering everything that a parent is going to want to know. So the job of a website really is to save the school time and having to explain and answer an awful lot of the same questions that parents will all want to ask. The more information you can provide on a website that's professionally presented, with professional imagery and well laid out information architecture, it should do all the selling for you. And by the time somebody picks up the phone, fills in an application form, or sends an email, that it's not that you're having to convince them or do any selling on your part, whatever. They'll already have been sold and decided they want to come to the school. It'll be down then to availability. They'll probably inquire about fees, etc., if that's applicable. So top here, what we're getting straight into is the times that the service is available for, the days it's available, the location, the age of the children that it caters for, and the curriculum. Straight into a wonderful experience. Example, daily schedule for morning and afternoon. Photo gallery here of the school and all the activities. The school nutrition that we have seen previously, why choose Horizons, ECC scheme details, your birth year here on the left, and the eligible enrolment dates on the right. The Montessori method, a little bit of background, Maria Montessori, sensory motor activities, the parent testimonials, the calendar for full-time Montessori in Templeogue, and then straight into the application section there. A section here then, as you've seen before, on alternative services, meet the teachers, school news blog. And that's generally what all the service pages are like in format and layout, giving the important information early on as quickly as possible for a parent to decide whether the logistics of the service are suitable for exactly what they're looking for. And this is what you expect to see on a professional earlier setting website. So this is an ECCE page, just giving basic information about the ECCE. This information is already on the other service pages. The reason it has a page of its own is more for Google rankings purposes than anything else. I wouldn't bore you with the technicalities of it, but it's also important to have. This then will be a service page for the homework club. This one would be a little bit different in layout because the homework club is split into two, junior and senior. So introductory piece here details all about the junior homework club and explaining that there's a 10 and 12 month option. There are different opening hours, whether it's on a school day when you have children coming to the facility in the afternoons, and whether you have a child coming here during school holidays when they'll be coming to the facility for the whole day. So we've got junior homework club, or sorry, I keep mixing up the two names, the senior after school club information and the dates and opening hours. So what I have then is a grid here that gives a visual representation of the 4 stages of a child who would be attending for the afternoon. So you've got school pickup here, we're collecting a child, a nutritious dinner, then there's supervised homework and play and activities. A brief description here about the service, and then a link to the websites that Horizons collect the children from and bring them to the service here, and it links out to each of those schools' websites. The Junior Homework Club is the first one up here to be profiled. Here's a video that when you click on it, it gives you a tour of the inside of the Junior Homework Club. Information here and an image of the children inside, and then 8 images here in a photo gallery. You click on to have a look at the interior, the children doing the homework, doing some reading, relaxing, hanging out, circle time, then play outdoors. The schedule here runs through the dinner time, all the various things that they do up until 6:30, and a list of the types of activities: drama and singing, arts and crafts, outdoor games. Same thing here then replicated for the Senior Homework Club, which is 1st to 4th class. Information about it here, an image of them doing their homework, and again then a range of images of them getting something to eat, doing their homework, lots of happy smiley faces, reading some books, hanging out, outdoor games and activities outside then or whatever. Schedule and activities again, school nutrition, homework club calendar. So you can see what we're doing here. We're giving parents exactly the type of information that they would be looking for. And imagine a parent having all these questions, Googling a school and finding that the school doesn't have a website, or the school doesn't have properly submitted and structured Google listings. It just really restricts the chances you have of converting them into a parent if there's a lot of other alternatives for them in a certain location. Now the summer camp page. So their summer camp runs for either 6 weeks or 8 weeks depending on the year and the structure at the time. So we have a dedicated summer camp page here. What we initially run through a brief introduction to the summer camp, the fact that it's split again into junior and senior camps. It's for children who attend national school. Junior and senior infants attend junior camp. Half day and full day options. Senior camp is for 1st to 4th class, half day and full day options. Where is the camp on, and what dates there are. This is a summer camp video. We didn't make this one. This was made by one of the teachers who was on placement in the school, who had a drone, and she very kindly made a video last summer of it, and that's located on the page here. Shows all the kids playing outside, and then it moves down here into the 6 weeks, the activities and the dates that are on for each. An extensive photo gallery here of all the activities that the children might get up to when they're attending the summer camp, so they can see that there'll be animals brought into the school for them to see and experience, here outside playing parachute games, soccer, obstacle courses and stuff. So it just shows really a great range of all the indoor and outdoor activities the children will have. Parent testimonials, some social proof, school nutrition. If you're attending full day, you'll be eating the dinners. Top 10 frequently asked questions parents might have about the summer camp, which we got from the school, were the questions that parents most sent them emails and phone calls about. So the more you can put that onto the website, the less calls and emails you have to answer, and the faster parents convert. Here are the camp features in terms of family run camps, qualified teachers, custom built facility, private, safe and secure, etc. And then we have the pricing for the summer camp. So we have a half day price, a full day price, and then summer camp discounts. So 110 for a half day, 220 for a full day, and then you can get 5 to 10% off depending on how many weeks the child books and if siblings are booked together or not. And then you get to a point here where there is a call to action to book online now. So the public can come straight to the website here, click the button and book their child in and pay, and the booking is completed. Here are the terms and conditions to camp. So once you click this button here, it will open the summer camp booking page here. And the great thing about having booking forms and payments on your website is that, well, I suppose there's a range of advantages to it. This is the summer camp page on our own website, but what you're trying to do realistically is fill camp capacity. So camps with online booking and payments sell out faster because it's so easy for the parent to book. They just use their debit or credit card on the website. The form is very easy to fill in, and once somebody is deciding on something, if you can give them an opportunity to make a decision at that time, without sending them away with time to think about it or whatever, they're way more likely to convert straight away. increase profitability, because what you're trying to do is to fill any of the spare capacity in your camp, to eliminate no-shows. So everybody who has had a summer camp has told me they have the experience where a child or two children are booked in by the parents. They aren't paid in advance. They're going to pay when they're going to come to camp. Camp starts, the children don't show up, they contact the parents, and it turns out they've got a last minute holiday to Spain or something, so the children don't attend those places, can't be given to other children at such short notice, whatever, and that's lost revenue. So getting somebody to book and pay in advance is a much more effective solution. You're booked in advance, you're paid in advance, full week bookings as well. So you'll see from the form that you can only select full weeks for booking. So it saves a lot of the ad hoc parents coming up and saying, can he just come for 2 days a week or 3 days a week, which isn't great for your camp, because then those other 2 days that the child isn't attending are empty for that place. Camp management, you'll see the report that we'll be looking at in a second that the online booking generates, and it can save you a lot of admin time in the back office. And once your camp is booked and sold out and paid for in advance, it's easier to go and schedule the staff then for it afterwards. So once you're on this page here, what it does is it again shows you the pricing table, tells you to book online now, and then you're presented with the booking form. So the reason why most summer camps haven't had booking forms like this in the past, unless that they were a national operator that had multiple locations, was because they were incredibly expensive to build. They're as complicated as a form you might fill in on an airline's website or on a hotel website. But what we did was we built one that can be replicated. So it means that there's no limited number of schools that could have this form on their website, and what it allows us to do is just the economies of scale can make it more affordable then for schools. So what this means is that the parent submits their details, they can book any number of children on the form, we can put any types of discounts in there, we can do it for multiple locations, we can do it for different prices for different locations, different discounts for how many number of weeks they book, different discounts for siblings and things. So it's really comprehensive. I've just filled in my details here. Parent full name, phone, email, second contact name. I just put in a fake name here, and phone number, and then the child's details will be listed on this part of the form. When you first open the form, this part of the form will be blank. I added one child in here to show you what it would look like. I just called her Emma McCall, fictitious again. She's going to attend for these 3 weeks of junior camp. She obviously won't be in senior camp because she's in junior, and then the amount is €330. No discount because she only booked for 3 weeks. On this form you'd need to book for 6 to get a single discount, and it populates the numbers down here. So you click add child here, and this is how you add another child. So we'll just put one in here. We'll say that he is 4 years old. The gender here will be boy. Choose a camp will be junior camp. Choose attendance half day. So you could pick here between half day and full day. You pick here between junior camp and senior camp. And once you select half day junior camp, the price populates here, €110 per week or €95 for week 5 because there's a bank holiday in that week. And then here's junior camp where you select what weeks you want that child to attend. And it just has a note here, if a week isn't here available for selection, like week 2 is missing here, that's because week 2 is fully booked up, and we can set the form in the back end of the website that if you have 40 places available, once 40 places are reached on the bookings or whatever, week 2 disappears from the form, and that way you can't overbook any given week. Any medical issues, I'll just put down here asthma, if I can spell it correctly, and stuff. And now we'll select the weeks. So as we select the weeks, if you watch the amount down here, you'll see that the amount box will change when we select different weeks. So week 1, the amount box changed to 110, week 3 to 220, week 4 to 330. And what you might notice here is it is 110 for a week, but if we were to select week 5, it would populate €95. The reason being that there's a bank holiday and it's only 4 days long. So let's select week 4, week 5 and week 6 here, and child. And when you add that child, then you see that the amounts are populated in here. The subtotal is 645. The discount is $32.25, and the discount comes from the fact that there's 2 children, 5% discount applies, and the total then is $612.75. GDPR, consent, terms and conditions that they agree to here. The parent puts in their credit card details, clicks submit, and that's it. The child is booked and paid for. And it's that simple. The booking can be done in 5 minutes. They just pay with their card. Once the booking comes through then, and you can go to our website and other services, then you'll see summer camp forms here. There's a whole page explaining all the details about the summer camp forms and options available to schools. There's a demo video here. You just click on that and it'll give you all the details that I talk you through. The steps, so the parent books and pays online. Emails are then generated by the website automatically to the parent and to the school. The Stripe, which is the payment processor, takes the payment, and then the payments are sent to the school bank account, and the school can then download camp reports. So here it gives you all the information about the camp booking form, the parent form, the form where the child is filled in, and then this is one of the most valuable parts about it. When all the children get booked in, it fills the information into a database in the back end of the website, and that means then that you can generate Excel reports to do your camp booking reports from. So you can filter all these then in Excel: the child's name, child's age, gender, boy or girl, whether they're attending junior or senior camp, whether they're attending half or full day, and which weeks they're attending for, and if they have any medical issues. You filter any of these, so you could filter for, you know, how many people are coming to junior camp attending half day in week 2, and you'll have the answers in Geek time. Parents and Children's Report. What you get here is a list of the parents' details, phone number, email address, the second contact name and phone number, and the child that's associated with that parent, if you need to contact any of them in an emergency or for any information. That's also generated in the back of the website from the bookings. We went through then the reasons why you would use that. Here then are the fees that are charged by the payment processor Stripe for the payments, and then on our website here we've built 3 test forms to show you the different types of scenarios that you can have for the camp bookings. So the first one here is the most complex form. It's one for a camp that has multiple locations. It could have 2 locations, 3 locations, 5 locations. It could have different pricings in every location, various discounts that it can have. You click the button here and it'll open a test page. You can fill in the form with your own email address and everything, and you can complete the booking, and you can see exactly what the emails are like that are generated to the parent and to the school. A second demo here for a single location camp, and a third demo here for a camp that would have no discounts in it, just straight pricing. Top 10 FAQs all about the summer camp forms on there, so all that information is there and available on our website. So after the summer camp then, you've got a news blog, and this can just keep up-to-date news on the website. The summer camps coming up, sports day, yoga class, Easter egg hunt, pancake Tuesday, nativity play, charity fundraisers, Halloween, pumpkin things. It just gives parents a kind of a feel for the activities and how special occasions throughout the year are marked in the school. And then a contact us page. And here, because there's 2 locations in the school, you click here to contact Templeogue, click here to contact Terenure, and click the bottom one then to go to the contact form. So all the contact details for the school are here, all the services, all the service times, link out to Google Maps for both locations, simply laid out, and general contact queries for either school can come here through this contact form. So you see how simple it is for somebody to navigate through all of this. But what's really important is how the school will look on a mobile device, because if you remember earlier, what we mentioned was between 70 and 80% of visitors to your school are going to come to the school while using a mobile device. So this is how the school website looks on a mobile. You have the menu up here, and once you click the menu you get a flyout from the side here, and you can navigate to any of the pages underneath the drop downs just like you did on the desktop version. The Horizon Summer Camp call to action part here, and then it just resizes perfectly to make everything exactly as it was on the desktop version, but just in a mobile layout format of it. The apply now button there to bring you to the applications page, all the blog posts and stuff. So what you'll notice is that as we scroll down through the website, this section here, the header, always stays on the top of the page. It never disappears, so you always have access to the menu no matter where you are on the website. What's different here is that there was a footer at the bottom of the page on the desktop website, and instead what you have here on the mobile version are two buttons, one contact Templeogue and the other contact Ternier. So if I tap contact Templeogue, it'll bring me straight down to the footer to the Templeogue section here. I can click here to phone the school, click here to email the school, click here to open Google Maps. Here's all the service details in relation to that. And if I wanted to contact Ternier, I'd press the contact Ternier button, and same information, phone number for Ternier, different email address for Ternier, the address, Google Plus, all those types of things. So again, really user friendly, very quick to open the various pages as well, because you can't have delays. People don't have patience these days, so the websites have to be built to a very high quality to make sure that they open as fast as possible in relation to that. So we talked earlier about Google, and we talked about when people would come to Google and Google the school names. But what if somebody is coming to Google and they aren't aware of Horizons Montessori in Templeogue, or they're not aware of Horizons Homework Club in Ternier, but they are looking for those types of services in those areas? They may well come to Google, they may type a search in here, and what you want is that your school is going to appear up in the search results for those types of queries. So if we take an example here, such as ECC in Templeogue. So if you type ECC Templeogue into Google, this is what typically comes up. And why Google Maps and having your Google submission correct and a good website and things is important is because all that dictates what schools get show up in what order on the search results page. Ideally, you need to be on page 1, because if you're on page 2, then there's an old saying in this industry, and I've said it in other case studies, the best place to hide a dead body is on page 2 of Google, because nobody will ever find it. So this is what's called local results and the map pack when you do search like this. And when you see this type of structure coming up on a Google search results page, it's because you have used a place name in your search term. So up here what you see is you typed in the term ECCE and Templeogue. So what Google is trying to ascertain and to provide results for is somebody wants to know about ECCE, but they want to know about ECCE in Templeogue. So Google is saying who has got any reference on the website to ECC and reference to Templeogue. So this person must be looking for a school, and what it does is it brings up 3 results here for the map pack. This is formulated by Google Maps that we looked at earlier when we did those submissions for Horizons for their Google Maps. And Horizons not only occupy place number 1 in the results here in the map pack, they also occupy place number 2. So both schools are actually have their Google listings here, and there's only 3 places up for grabs in the map pack, whether it's on mobile or whether it's a thing or on desktop. There's a more places button down here, but nobody clicks it because nobody ever sees it. And underneath those results then are the regular Google search results that are underneath the map. And here number 1 and number 2 in the search results are again Horizons. Horizons Templeogue page here, and then the ECC page. So you can see why I had a separate page just for the ECC scheme, because you can take up more real estate in the search engine results. So the Templeogue page is what would be linked to here, and then the ECC page is what would be linked to there. You're trying to take up as much of the results as possible to get clicks to your school. Here is an example where somebody would type in preschool Templeogue. So all the searches that are going to relate to your school are either going to be for your school name, or they're going to be for a service and the area name that you're in. It could be Templeogue, it could be Dublin 6, it could be Dublin 6W. lots of different variations of it. So here again, what you've got is Horizons actually appear up in the #1 search result here, and the Lodge Montessori Knockline, which is another client of mine, appear up as #2. They're the first two in the search results here out of the 3 that are there. Then #1 and #2 in the regular Google listings are Horizons again. The home page and the preschool page and stuff. So that's why it's important to have location pages. So you can have your home page, your location pages, specific pages for ECC, specific pages for the services that you've got. That's the reason for building large websites with all these detailed pages, because you want to perform in Google search and for parents to find you. This is a search here where somebody might type in after school care turn year. So remember, there's no reference to Horizons here in the search term. And #2 on the search results here is Horizons after school care Google listing. Anybody clicking that, there's a link here to the website, or the link here to the Google listing for the turn year location. Down to the regular Google listings, and the #1 and 2 result here are again for Horizons. And you'll notice that they've also got an image here because of all the images that we've submitted on their Google listing. The first result here is for the homework club page on the website, and the second result here is for the home page on the website. So these are the rewards you get if you do all the work diligently and professionally. Here's a search on Google for summer camps in Dublin 6. The first result up here is Horizons summer camp, and then in the regular search results, the 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th result here is Horizons summer camp. So you're not going to be #1 for everything, and that's just to be expected. There is different levels of competition in different sectors and different services, but being here in the map pack is really important, and being on page 1 of Google search results is really important. To, I suppose, accentuate the point, here is the search for preschool Templeogue on a mobile device, and you can see that the maps is even more prominent on a mobile device than it even looks on a computer. It's taking up the whole real estate of the screen here, and you can see obviously here's Horizons in the #1 position for Horizons Montessori Preschool in Templeogue. And underneath the map pack results, here they are in the #1 and #2 positions here in the regular search results, one for Templeogue and one for Terranure. So if we were to go back over the information that we were going to summarize, the results that you get from doing all this work and why it's so important is in terms of the level of applications. So what you're trying to do is fill any spare capacity that you've got in the school to build up your waiting list as much as possible, so that you obviously have much more applications than you have places, because there can be different reasons. By the time you go back to parents, some will already have got other schools or will have dropped out or moved location. So you're trying to get as many people onto a waiting list as you can. Last year, 2021, there was applications for over 350 children through the Horizons website. So I suppose if you just imagine if you didn't have a website that was taking those applications in an automated way, that's a huge amount of phone calls or emails that you would have to try and answer if you didn't have some sort of an online process in place. More payments, so there's been hundreds of full week bookings for the summer camp, and payments online, and that really helps fill those places. You get more enrollments across all the services. So for Montessori, full day care, after school care and summer camp, your Google rankings are really important, and you can see the results that we've achieved for them there. And the time savings in the office admin, so the forms on the website auto-populating the school software, and also the summer camp bookings auto-populating the software in the background and Excel sheets for that. So we went through the design. You saw the design they started out with and what they've got in the present day, and the work that I suppose, if you were to summarize of what we have done for them. So we have done 2 new websites since 2015 for them in design and build. We have integrated their online applications with their software system. We did the summer camp bookings and payments form on their website. We did all their photography, their Google listings, their Google rankings. We set up their emails in the school for them. We do website reporting for them each month and annually, and the website hosting and updates. So we do everything in here. They send us an email or they phone us up and tell us what they want done, what they want changed, and on a rotation then we build a new website every X number of years, but everything is done by us. So the school doesn't have to have any technical knowledge, doesn't have to know how to do any of this stuff. This is a done for you service completely. There is no input from the school in having to do anything on the website. It's all done by us. So we kind of went over the challenges, the solutions and the results that we went through then. So we've talked about the 310 forms that were submitted for 350 children on the application last year. There was 125 bookings through the summer camp for over 150 children. So the numbers can speak for themselves. We went through the Google solutions in terms of that. And I suppose some people will be watching this and saying to themselves, well, you know, I'm not sure if I want to have a huge number website, or do I need to have a 20-page website for my school, or my school is only sessional. I don't have 6 services, or I don't have 2 locations and things like that. So we cater for schools of all sizes, not just schools as well as for summer camps as well that just operate a summer camp. And you don't have to go for a massive school website. What you can do is you can just get your Google listings done. You can get a 1-pager website, a 5-page website, a 10-page website. The best thing is just, you know, when you sit down and talk to us, that we get an idea for your school, what services you offer, what size your setting is, and what things you want to achieve. There's no point in doing work online with Google and a website if we don't set out clear goals on what you want the after results to look like, because it's got to make sense for the school in terms of the financials and a return on investment. That's going to be a multiple of whatever amount that it costs. So what this is here is, this would be a website that would be for a school that would have just as many services as the Horizon site we just saw there or whatever, but this is a 1-page website. So when you think on that Horizons website we were on, had maybe 20 pages and maybe 10 or 12 news posts. This is a website that would give all the information to a certain degree that was on that site, but it just has it on 1 page. So it makes it more affordable, but it also is a really good way to get your toe in the water, get yourself online, and it looks really professional. So somebody lands on the page here, they get a grid a little bit different to the one we saw with Horizons. They click on any of these here and it'll bring them to, scroll them to that section on the page. If you want to go to the gallery, they'll go to the gallery here. Again, we have a sticky header on top. Your phone number is up here, your email, the address of the school, they're all clickable. Then you have the main menu here, and you click on any part of the main menu which stays visible the whole time, and that will scroll you to that part of the page. So you get a sense now that everything is on 1 page. So all the information is just here in a synopsis, an introduction to the school founder, the age groups that attend the school, nursery, wobblers, toddlers, daycare, sessional, after schoolers, the benefits of Montessori, government agencies that we work with. So you can see it's all the same types of information but just put into a different format. Photo gallery is a little bit different here. It scrolls across rather than opens in a light box, but it can open in a light box as well if you so wish. And then the school services here, where they appear in a grid format like this, which is 2 rows of 3 columns, gives all the critical information here that a parent would be looking for in terms of what age, what times, what duration throughout the year. Links, buttons here to ECC, scheme details, term calendars and application forms. Here is the parents, and they are giving their testimonials on a slider here this time. Meet the teachers. Here's a different format for the teachers where it doesn't give the same amount of information, but it just puts them into a grid. You can have any kind of format that you want. The ECC scheme details here, child birth year, eligible enrolment dates, and the ECC end date. Link here to apply, the start age, finish age, duration, the costs. Then a school application form. So this would be a form that we would have built as an application form. This form can be as extensive or as minimal as you like. This is a very extensive one, but just to give you an idea of what can be included, you can have separate selections here for the different number of children that you want to put into the application form. Then here's a different way of laying out the calendars. So here there's 3 calendars for 3 different types of services, and you just click each of the calendars and they open up into a single drop down rather than multiple drop downs here. And you can click a button or some hyperlink text at the bottom of the calendar, and it will open the calendar, which can be tailored to all your dates here. A parent can then print this off on their computer and stick it up in the fridge at home to make sure they don't miss any of the important dates. Then a contact us section, all your contact details that we've been through before, a contact form, and a link out to Google Maps. So you can see you can have a large school that has all the various services. You could have a multi-location school with a site like this as well, and it all fits on one page. You don't have to be a multi-service school to have a site like this either. This would be another demo that I have done up, same type of style, but this is for a sessional setting. The design's a little bit different here. We've different types of backgrounds on here as well. When you get to the services section here, instead of having 6 columns, you just have 2. One is for morning Montessori, one is for afternoon Montessori for the sessional. Again, the same types of buttons here, the parents' testimonials. A different type of design then for the teachers, because you've got the less number of teachers, so you have the opportunity then to, give a little bit more detail about them. Image of the teacher here, name of the teacher, their qualifications, positions, specialities, a description about their background and what they like about the job, etc. You can put those types of pieces in here. The ECC scheme, but just a different type of layout and color scheme. The school application form here with a different type of image, and a much shorter application form that just takes one child and makes it much more brief. A different type of calendar then, because there's just one type of calendar, so you can put it all into one view here without any drop downs, because it's just the ECC calendar. And then the contact us section here. So all the information on like this type of service for a one-page school website, if you go to swi.ie and then under services, you'll see one-page preschool website. All the information and all the examples and different color schemes are here on that website as well, and a demo video of me take you through all the aspects of that type of information in relation to that. So if you're still with me at this stage, then well done on getting this far. Went on a little bit longer than expected, but the reason I make these videos is to try and to turn a lot of these case studies into detail but plain English and easy to understand for schools that don't have a lot of knowledge or expertise in doing these things. So you may be a school owner or manager and you've known for a while that you need to do something about the Google listings, or have them audited or professionally done, or to get a website. So I suppose what we try to demonstrate is, your website can be as big or as small as it needs to be, depending on the requirements of your school and the size and services that you have. So if you're wondering where do I go from here, then the easiest thing is just to get in touch with us. So you can go to our website, and let me just bring up the details of that here again. So nice and easy one to type in. You just type in swi.ie and that will get you to our website. And what we offer then is a free 30-minute consultation to any school. The consultation can be via phone call, it can be via a Zoom, or a Skype call, It can be in person in our office here, or if you're nearby to our office, we can call out to your school, or you can just go to the contact us page, and you'll find our phone number and our email address there in the contact form. So if you've just got a couple of simple questions, you can submit them on the contact form. But if you want to have a little bit of a longer chat, there won't be any sort of a sales pitch or anything like that. It's your opportunity to ask some questions that you may have in terms of online marketing for your school and what benefits it might bring to you. Most of the time will be spent with me just asking you questions about your school, and is there anything that you want to improve, or what's the main goals. Do you need more applications? Have you spare capacity to fill? Do you want more full day care children and stuff, and what opportunities there could be there for that as well, through social media advertising on Facebook and Instagram as well, that we could cover off. So don't worry about contacting us. We won't try and flog you anything. Oftentimes I spend as much time talking people out of things that they think they need that they really don't, and stuff, but we always try and find the most cost-effective solution that we can for the schools that will be in touch with us. So we'd love to hear from you. Don't hesitate to pick up the phone, drop us an email, or book a consultation here on the website, and we'd be delighted to hear from you and talk to you soon. Thank you.